Let me introduce Micah from the other side of YouTube. He likes to interview YouTubers to find out what makes them tick.
I had the pleasure this week to interview James of Dad School the Musical. His channel is something else. You got to check it out. He does a bit of everything. He does some parodies. He teaches people how to play the ukulele. He posts every single day, happy birthday, and without exception is quite silly. His ultimate goal is to raise the morale of dads across the world and help them with their mental health. Just want to thank you in advance for your understanding about the audio issues in the beginning of this video. I guess when you have to shoot all the way over to the UK, sometimes the audio gets messed up. I don't have that international experience, but now I guess I sort of do. So I started off by asking James why.
Why are you doing this? And I don't really know why I did. I think to begin with, I was doing it just because I wanted a creative outlet. I thought it'd be fun, and enjoyed making content, and thought, well, let's see what happens. And a lot of people struggle with, and when I see, because there's a massive dropout rate. I think a lot of people don't get to 100 subscribers, and even less get to 1,000. And I think the problem is because it's online and the nature of creating content is very, very insular. You know, I don't make this with anyone else. It's literally me trying to do this around my job and being a father of 3 kids, and hopefully a husband that's not completely neglecting my. It's very difficult, and there are. I'd say certainly at the moment there are more times when you just think, this is hard. There's no one to sort of share the highs and lows with, and I think, is this possible? Because there are times when you just think, this is insane. What am I doing? This is so hard. I want my YouTube channel to basically be something that helps parents, specifically dads, and specifically dads with their mental health, because I think there's millions of men struggling, and to an extent slightly suffering in silence, I think, because I don't think, it's not still socially acceptable, I think, for a man to say, I'm really struggling, I need some help. I mean, the example I always use in my job, I'm a seafront officer, so my job is that we manage Brighton seafront. Brighton is on the coast of London, so if you're in London, I went straight down.
Right.
Manage the lifeguards all year round. If we saw a man crying and upset on the seafront, you'd be more likely to be a bit wary of him, maybe even call the police. If a woman was doing that, you'd probably go up and ask if she's all right.
Interesting.
I still think men are a bit of an unknown quantity and I think that's a taboo that worries me. I've got 2 boys who, one who's definitely a warrior, like me, and I kind of think the narrative needs to change slightly. So, and it's hard. I think parenting's, well, you're there. It's the hardest you'll ever go through. Difficult to. I mean, if someone said, why do you do YouTube? I said, if nothing else, YouTube helps me with my mental health. That's enough. That's right. Enough to take away. If it means that I'm a little bit less anxious, if I'm having a bit of a tough week and I've got something to think about, whether it's creating a video or, that's good enough. Is this worth it? Am I ever going to get to this point? And just go, yeah, you probably will, but it will probably take 3 times as long as you think, and you'll probably have all sorts of false dawns. But, will it be worth it from day to day? If you do this, I think it probably will, but it's your life. Because I think
you answered all my questions before I had the opportunity to ask them.
You asked my wife. I don't have a problem talking. I could. There's a British saying that he could talk a glass eye shut. It's just,
that's good.
I can talk, and So, but look, I'm happy to. I remember. I'm still nowhere near where I want to be on my channel, but I'm further on. And there were a lot of times I thought, I'm never gonna get to 100. This is just, because that's a benchmark. People need benchmarks. Absolutely. And then I'm never gonna get to 1,000. This isn't gonna happen. I'm wasting my time. This is ridiculous. And I remember I don't know if I'd had someone go, I don't know if I think you're being hard on yourself unnecessarily. And you've got no one to talk to about this. It's like It's not like you go to work and you talk to two other guys who have also got YouTube channels. And even if you did, you'd probably resent if he did better than you. Even if you didn't say it out loud, you might think, I'm working just as hard and I'm not getting, it's, so I don't know, who knows? There may be I still think there is, I don't know. I think that this is when you need the help. You've got people you've got 10,000 subscribers and you probably get 50 a day. I doubt you even notice it. Whereas 50 a day to you and me would be huge. I notice every single one because that's when you do. And actually, that's probably when you appreciate them, about it and just kind of, this is possible. It's doable. You just got to keep going and not, sorry, I lost my point. Basically, he said you could have 100 subscribers who just watch your stuff, but that's it. Or you could have one subscriber who changes your life.
Yeah.
One subscriber who goes, I love this guy. I'm going to work with him, or I'm going to collaborate with him. It's quality, not quantity. It really is. And it's so frustrating because that's not how we're certainly in our education system all around the world. Bigger is better, isn't it? You've got more money.
Well, that's the US. Yes. That's what we do best. We like to say bigger is better.
Yeah. But I think that's, a bigger house is better than a smaller house. I think it's kind of going, well, this, because I think it's vanity, really. I wanted 1,000 subscribers for vanity. I want 10,000, but I think you've got to think, well, I'd rather have 2,000 people that actually, 50% of them tuned in and watched the stuff than a million who just are there because I've managed to clickbait them into. You don't want that, I don't think. But it takes. I think you have to go through the time before you realise, no, I can do it. I can. There's a. I'll do a really clever clickbait or a meme thing and get hundreds of subscribers. You kind of have to learn. No, actually, there is no shortcut to success. So I might as well at least find something I'm interested in and make it around that.
It is interesting though, is maybe there aren't shortcuts to success, but maybe there are. It sounds like you have tried stuff. There is, and what my son's trying to do is sort of a compromise, right? Maybe you throw a clickbaity title out there, and you're going to see the interview I'm going to post today has a very clickbaity title, but the content's really good.
I think you've got.
That relates actually to my last question, which I realized I didn't ask, was like sort of a 2-for-1. Your favorite video that you've done yourself and the most fun you had doing a video. It looks like you actually have a lot of fun doing all your videos. And if you're not having fun, you're faking it very well.
No, this is fun. I did a video where when I was doing parody songs, I did a parody of Missy Elliott's Get Your Freak On.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I did like I'll send you the link. It's ridiculous. And it's basically in the first lockdown in England, when literally we were like me, my wife and our 3 kids were in lockdown in the house. There's a personal trainer in Britain called Joe Wicks. And we did this.
Oh, that was the reference. I didn't follow it.
Yeah. So get your Wicks on. And we did a fitness class every day. The kids got bored or argued or wanted to go off and play on their iPad. But me and my wife would do this. And we did a video around it, and the kids thought it was really funny. And it's community. It certainly wasn't my best views. My best views was the most insignificant video that I would never even thought about. So I think there's probably a lot more luck than judgment. It was probably that YouTube thought, or just right time, right place. And actually, I'll probably forget it. Whereas actually having a bit of a laugh with my kids, because we've watched that since. We've sat down and watched it, and they've laughed and thought it was really funny. It was connection. And I did another collaboration with 2 other American dads. That was really good. Where we did a parody of the song Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller, where basically we were trying to jump out and scare our wives. Really, we're all grown men. We're all men in our 40s. Totally should know better. But it was a laugh. It was like a laugh. And actually, it didn't make any of us famous, didn't make any of us rich, but actually it probably gave us something much more valuable. We just had a laugh for a few hours or a few days or however long we did it. you know, I wasn't quite so worried about the mortgage, or wasn't quite so worried about the school run, or wasn't quite. I mean, you know, just took the edge off the stress of life.
I think that could be, I mean, I think that's it, encapsulated. It takes the edge off, right? And if it does something better, great.
Well, I'll leave you with that. But anyway, it's been really nice to talk to you, mate. And best
Yeah,
of
it's
luck.
been a pleasure. Thank you. I'm sorry if it
Let me
seemed like I
know.
was, you know,
No,
coming
it's
at you.
nice. No, it was good. It's been nice to talk to you.
All right. Well,
Have a
make
good
sure
week.
to go to sleep. That is definitely a key to being.
Yeah. Sleep when you can.
Yeah. All right. Have a great week.
Mate, take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Let me introduce Micah from the other side of YouTube. He likes to interview YouTubers to find out what makes them tick.